Question 1. What is your favorite food?
I'm particularly fond of seafood, mainly because we have plenty of it here in Da Nang. It's fresh and quite affordable. Whenever I feel like it, I can easily head to an open air market near the beach and buy fresh fish, shrimp, or clams. I usually stick to simple cooking methods like steaming seafood with basil or boiling it with lemongrass. These methods help preserve the natural sweetness of the seafood, and with the right sauces, like fish sauce or chili salt, it makes for a really enjoyable meal. However, when I'm in the mood for something more flavorful, like grilled scallops with spring onion oil or cheese topped grilled oysters, I prefer eating out at a local seafood restaurant. I actually have a couple of go to spots that I visit with my friends whenever we're craving seafood.
Question 2. What are some traditional foods in your country?
We have quite a few, but the most iconic ones are bon chung, which is a square, sticky rice cake, and a range of noodle dishes like pho and bun bo hu. Most of our traditional foods are rice based, and they're not exactly simple to cook. For example, making bon chung or a proper broth for pho can take hours, but the flavors are incredible. So I always recommend visitors try them at least once to truly experience our cuisine.
Question 3. Do you like tasting new food?
To be honest, I usually prefer familiar flavors. I'm quite attached to certain tastes, partly because of a sense of nostalgia, so I often go back to foods I already enjoy. That said, I do try new dishes from time to time, and sometimes I discover flavors I really like. However, more often than not, it doesn't work out, and I either have to finish something I don't enjoy or waste it, which feels uncomfortable. So these days, I'm a bit more cautious about trying new food.
Question 4. What is a common meal in your country?
A typical meal in my country is usually centered around rice. We normally eat it with 2 to 4 side dishes, including at least one meat or fish dish and a vegetable soup. Overall, it's quite a balanced and healthy meal. At certain times of the day, particularly in the morning or late afternoon, people tend to opt for lighter meals, such as noodles or porridge, as they are easier to digest after waking up or before bedtime. This is widely believed to be better for one's health.
Question 5. Do you prefer home-cooked food or food from restaurants? Why?
I definitely prefer home cooked food. It feels safer and healthier because I know exactly what ingredients go into my meals. Besides, I believe nothing can compare to my mom's cooking. She knows exactly what we like, and her dishes always taste amazing. That said, every once in a while, I do enjoy splurging on restaurant food. It's a nice way to change things up. But it's not just about the food, it's also about the overall experience, including the service and the ambience. And of course, there are no dishes to clean up afterwards, so you can just relax, enjoy the meal, and spend quality time chatting with family and friends.
Question 6. What are some kinds of food you never eat? Why?
I tend to avoid any food that has gone off or could potentially be harmful to my health. Apart from that, there are certain foods I simply don't enjoy, like goat meat, mainly because I can't stand its strong smell. In fact, I once mistook it for beef because the packaging was in Japanese. It looked fresh and quite appetizing, so my friend and I bought a large portion. Unfortunately, once we cooked it, the smell was so overpowering that we couldn't bring ourselves to eat it, so we had no choice but to throw it away. It was a real shame, but we just couldn't handle it.
I like to talk about a farewell dinner I had with some Japanese colleagues who were also close friends of mine. I was working in Japan at the time, and before returning to Vietnam, we decided to have one last dinner together. After work, we went to our go to restaurant, a place we used to visit whenever we wanted to spend time together. It was a Japanese hot pot restaurant that served shabu shabu, which is one of my favorite dishes.
As always, we really enjoyed the meal, chatting and laughing throughout the evening. We talked about our daily lives, the great times we had working together, and everything we had achieved as a team. They also asked me about my plans after going back to Vietnam, but to be honest, I didn't have a clear plan at that time.
What made the dinner so special was the atmosphere. I've always valued these shared meals because they bring people closer together. During the day, everyone is usually busy with work and responsibilities, which can be quite stressful. But over a hearty meal, people tend to relax, let their guard down, and open up more. Thanks to moments like this, I was able to build strong friendships and feel a sense of warmth, even while living in a foreign country. That's why this dinner remains such a memorable experience for me.
Question 1. Is it common for students to dine with each other on school days in your country?
To be honest, I'm not around schools these days, so I'm not entirely sure. However, from what I've heard, students usually have lunch together at school. Many schools hire catering companies to prepare meals for everyone. This is quite beneficial as it gives parents peace of mind knowing their children are well taken care of, while also allowing them more time to focus on their daily responsibilities. In addition, lunchtime is a great opportunity for students to socialize, chat with each other, and discuss things like homework.
Question 2.
Do people prefer to eat out at restaurants or eat at home during the Spring Festival?
I'd say it depends. Many people prefer to eat at home during the Spring Festival because home cooked meals are often considered safer and more flavorful. It also gives families a chance to spend quality time together without worrying about time constraints, especially since restaurants tend to close early during the holiday. That said, some people choose to eat out for convenience. It saves them the effort of cooking and cleaning, and they can also enjoy the overall dining experience, from the ambiance to the service.
Question 3. Why do people like to have meals together during important festivals?
I think one of the main reasons is that people are usually caught up in their daily routines and don't get to spend much quality time together. Festivals provide a rare opportunity for them to reconnect, and sharing meals is a meaningful way to do that. There's something special about sitting down to a hearty meal with loved ones, talking, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. Even in a work setting, shared meals can help build stronger relationships. When I was working in an office, we often ate together during special occasions, and it really helped create a more relaxed and friendly atmosphere.
Question 4. Is it a hassle to prepare a meal at home?
I'd say yes, to some extent. Preparing meals at home can be quite time consuming, as it involves planning the menu, preparing ingredients, and cooking. That said, I believe it's definitely worth the effort. Home cooked meals tend to be healthier and more satisfying, and the process of cooking and eating together provides valuable family bonding time. In fact, it's often said that these shared moments can have a positive impact on children's emotional and mental development,